Good morning, Wildcats. Today is Thursday, March 10th. Happy National Pack Your Lunch Day. Please rise for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag
of the United States of America,
to the republic for which it stands,
one nation, under God, indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
Moment of silence. Please be seated.
Who doesn't love muffins? Who doesn't love honeydew muffins? For every school color muffin bought for $2 each, 100% of proceeds will go to the class of 2022 scholarship from now to May 1st.
Help support the class of 2025 by entering a raffle to win 2 tickets to a Celtics home game on March 23rd against the Jazz. Freshman class officers will be coming around at Power Block to sell tickets from now until Friday, March 18th, when the winning ticket will be pulled.
Attention club officers and team captains. The meeting with Ms. Brogna has been rescheduled to Monday, March 14th at Power Block in the auditorium. Please attend a brief meeting to learn more about the Out of the Dark Relay for Mental Health, scheduled for April 29th. If you have any questions, please see Ms. Brogna. And now let's go to Maddie with today's edition of Women's History Month.
Shirley Anita St. Hale was born on November 30th, 1924 in Brooklyn, New York. She was the oldest of 4 children to immigrant parents. Her father, Charles, was a factory worker from Guyana, and her mother, Ruby, was a seamstress from Barbados. She graduated from an all-girls high school in 1942 and from Brooklyn College in 1946, where she would win prizes for being on the debate team. She was encouraged to pursue a career in politics, but had disadvantages due to being a woman and a person of color. She would go on to work as a nursery teacher for some time and even earned her master's in early education in 1951. 2 years before that, she would marry Conrad Chisholm, who was a private investigator, and the pair would remain married for 28 years before divorcing in 1977. In 1960, she was a consultant to the New York City Daycare Division and joined the local chapters of the League of Women Voters, NAACP, Democratic Party, and Urban League. 4 years later, in 1964, she became the second African American in New York legislature. In 1968, 4 years later, Chisholm would win a seat in Congress and become the first African American woman in Congress. She would fight for gender and racial equality. She even co-founded the National Women's Political Caucus in 1971, and in 1977 became the first black woman and second woman to serve on the powerful House Rules Committee. Shirley retired from Congress in 1983, and 8 years later, in 1991, she moved to Florida. She was later nominated to become U.S. Ambassador to Jamaica, but declined it due to her poor health. On January 1st, 2005, Shirley would die at the age of 80 years old. In her legacy, Chisholm states she wanted to be remembered as a woman who dared to be the catalyst for change. And now, let's go back to the anchors.
Hey, Spring Athletes, if you haven't signed up for your sport yet on Family ID, why haven't you? Sign up for your sport. Hop to it, Jabroni.
Congratulations to the following students for the college acceptance. Alton Belcher, Wentworth Institute of Technology. Olivia Khalil, Salve Regina University, Westfield State University.
The boys basketball team finished up a phenomenal season on Tuesday night with a tough loss to Wacona High School. The boys came out strong and took an early lead, but the Wacona press and the Wacona free throws shooting was just too much. Nathan Raza and Tommy Prenda led the offensive attack for the Wildcats, and the rest of the scoring was spread out with 11 players getting in the action. The seniors for WB showed great leadership all season long and were definitely a huge part of the team's success. The seniors are Tommy Sheedy, Chase Ryan, Ryan Hume, Zachary Bellady, Nathan Raza, and Austin Zhang. We'd like to thank everybody for their support and coming out to the game with the bench there. It truly felt like a home game. The fan section has been the best around all season. Thank you. The Mayflower Conference All-Star Game will be held on Wednesday, March 16th at Holbrook High School. The game tips off at 6:30 with our 3 All-Stars getting in the action: Ryan Hume, Nathan Raza, and the league MVP, Chase Ryan. Nathan Raza will also be representing the Wildcats in the 3-point shooting competition. Great season, boys basketball. We are very proud of you.
The Wildcat Cafe is offering chicken nuggets and buttered noodles, barbecue pulled pork, sandwiches, and crunchy mozzarella sticks for lunch today, along with freshly made and grab-and-go wraps and salads. This week's featured wrap is Asian chicken. Warm donuts, scrambled eggs, pancakes, and tots, grilled cheese, breakfast sandwiches, soft pretzels, P&J, and crustables, and assorted pastries are available at break. Remember that meals are only free when you take at least one fruit, veggie, or juice. And now let's go to the Wildcat shoutouts.
A shout out to this chicken shawarma recipe in an Instant Pot. Chicken, spicy, yogurt, cooling effect. This is amazing.
I shout out Tommy Perno.
Shout out to Mr. Ennis.
Shout out to Kim Kardashian.
Shout out to Miss Silva's AP Lang class.
Shout out to
Mr. Rosso.
Shout out to Mr. Finley.
Shout out to my AP Bio group.
Shout out to Mr. Finley.
Shout out to my man, Mr. Rosso. Keep living.
Shout out to Jeremy and shout out to Melinda and Kaylee.
Shout out to Finley's Power Block for participating in shoutouts.
Shout out to Presley, Michaela, Tyler, Elias, Tim, Natalia, and Mr. D.
Shout out to Mr. D.
Shout out to the best sister in the world, Lucy.
Shout out to my dog.
Shout out to Maddie Conganing.
Happy birthday, Mr. Rosso.
Shout out to Samantha Paul and Bobby Nine.
Shout out to Juliana.
Want to shout out to my man, Mr. Franzi, doing a kick butt job.
Shout out to Birdie Charles.
Off your announcements today on behalf of Gus, myself, and the morning crew. Have a great day.